Cheevo, guys.
What up, guys? This is
Cheevo, guys.
back here again with another achievement guide. Today we're going to be focusing on Cold Silence. This game was developed by Half-Baked Games, aka Saint Heiser, and it was published by Xitilon. This game has a total of 60 achievements and it's worth a total of 1,000 gamer score. It was originally released on December 20th, 2019. However, the achievements were just updated. Before I go any further, I want to give a shout out to the 3 people that completed it before the update. I know this update's probably really cool for a lot of us. However, there are 3 people out there that spent a ton of time and dedication to get the full 1,000 gamer score prior to the update. The first person that completed it on January 16th. That was Majora. The second person that completed it was CGH Carter VL, completed it on March 13th. And the third person that completed it prior to the update completed it on June 24th, and that was Anoob Seth. Now, I know that really sucks that it got updated for those 3 gentlemen, so I figured that the best thing I could do is give them proper credits and give them a shout out for completing it prior to the update. Besides that, those that are familiar with my channel know that Xitilon has been updating a bunch of their old titles to be easy completions or 1,000 gamer score. Now at this point, there's only a few more that need to be updated, and then moving forward, Xitilon's releases will have easy achievements. Not only that, but you're going to start seeing some games with 2,000 gamer score. Before we get started, I also want to give a huge shout out to Saint Heiser, the developer of the game. Originally, Xitilon was trying to get them to update the achievements for the game, and they really didn't want to go back and do the work to do it just because, it's a lot of work being that it has 60 achievements. But after a lot of convincing by Xitilon and a ton of comments by you guys leaving comments saying, hey, update Cold Silence as well, I'd like to see, an easier gamer score on Cold Silence. A lot of those comments ended up resulting in them updating the game. Not only that, guys, but there was a whole DLC pack that added achievements, but all of the achievements were worth 0 gamer score. And, nobody likes achievements worth 0 gamer score. So anyhow, the achievements have been updated. Now you can get the full 1,000 gamer score in all 60 achievements in just about 30 to 40 minutes. Not only that, but it's $4.99. As always, I'll have a link in the description below. So first thing you want to do is start up the game on normal difficulty. You want to exit out. You have to press the select button and then press, I think, B or A to exit back to the main menu. That's going to give you an achievement called Give Up for returning to the title screen. Then you want to start up the hard difficulty. Basically, we have an achievement for starting up each of the difficulties. All you have to do is start it up and you'll get an achievement for trying that specific difficulty. The game has 5 difficulties total. You have easy, medium, hard, extreme, and then the hardest difficulty is called lethal. Lethal is the last difficulty, so after we start up that one, what we need to do is start it up on easy. The reason I skipped easy difficulty in the beginning is because that's the difficulty that we're going to start up and actually play. So on easy, you have 10 HP, all heals, and chapter select. Chapter select is going to be a feature that we're going to use a lot in effort to get all of these achievements. So first thing we're going to do is tap A to start moving. It's only going to let you walk to the right hand side, so we're going to proceed to the right. One of the biggest tips I have in terms of gameplay is to use your D-pad. I found that it's a lot easier to use, especially with the platforming areas, rather than using the thumbsticks. You're going to need to fall off the cliff. You're going to get an achievement for making your first jump of faith. You need to walk all the way to the right until you see the sign that tells you to walk left. At that point, you're going to continue to walk left. You want to make sure that you don't get hit by any of those icicles because we're trying to reach the Chapter 2 checkpoint without getting any damage or collecting any health packs. Now you want to drop down this area. You're going to get an achievement for hiding from the snow for the first time. You're going to drop down right by this tower, and we're going to proceed to the right. Right here, it's going to introduce the jumping mechanic, so you'll be able to jump up. You want to remember that area right there. Once we unlock the radio, we're going to jump up and activate that radio tower. There's an achievement related to it. That's actually the last achievement I ended up getting. I had to message the developer and ask him how to get it. Now, as you can see, I skipped the health packs right before I jumped off of this cliff right here, and that's just because you have to get to that checkpoint without taking any damage or collecting any type of health or HP increase. After you get to that point and you get your achievement for reaching that checkpoint without dying, you want to jump into the spikes. We have several achievements for dying in particular ways. One of those, or the first one that we're going to get at least, is for dying by the spikes. You're also going to get an achievement for dying on easy for the first time. Next, you want to load up chapter 2. Once you load up chapter 2, you want to jump down this pit right here. You're going to die, and you're going to get an achievement for falling into the abyss. It's another achievement related to dying in a particular way. That one's going to be worth 20 gamer score. You also get an achievement for dying for your first time. As you can see, we have plenty of achievements popping right now because, again, we have 60 achievements total in the game. You also get an achievement for selecting and resuming from chapter 2 just for using that checkpoint. I feel like achievements have been popping for like the last minute. Let's see, the one for jumping into the abyss barely popped. Now once you proceed far enough to the right, you're going to find a radio. It's going to be playing a radio transmission, and we need to listen to the full transmission. Once the full thing has passed by, you're going to unlock an achievement for listening to the full thing. Keep in mind there's also an achievement for skipping it, so you're going to have to load up the checkpoint and do vice versa depending on if you waited for the full transmission to end or if you skipped it. So if you end up loading the checkpoint again, just remember to skip the radio transmission the next time around. And then also you get an achievement for standing still for 45 seconds, so you might as well just wait a couple more seconds and you'll unlock that achievement. That's called the Relax achievement, worth 20 gamer score for standing in the cold air for at least 45 seconds. Next, you want to proceed to the right. You're going to jump down. You can grab that little health pack right there. We're going to jump down these steps and we're going to proceed to the left. You get an achievement once you get down here called Go Deeper for reaching the underground pass. Now I want to point something out real quick. We're going to have to come back to this area because there's a rope up here. We're going to basically do a big circle. So we're going to drop down, we're going to proceed to the right hand side. Eventually we'll be able to blow up those blocks right there with the radio. We just have to collect the radio. The first thing we're going to collect is the hunter's boots. The hunter's boots are going to enable us to jump just a little bit higher. If you notice the signal power above, once that signal power goes to 0, you're going to lose connection and you're going to die. There's an achievement for doing so, however we're going to save that for later. What we want to do is jump up these steps right here and we're going to proceed to the left. Once you jump down here, you're going to find a little health pack. And then once you go through this secret passage right here, you should unlock an achievement. I also just unlocked the aid package achievement worth 20 gamer score for picking up 3 aid kits in a single run. The health packs, I've been referring to them as. You also got the achievement for the secret path. Now eventually we need to pick up this radio. However, you're not going to be able to pick it up until you get that rope that I was showing you guys. So what we're going to do is proceed to the same spot that we came from, over here to the left. You're going to end up dropping down. Just make sure that you do not drop down too far, otherwise you're going to have to do a big circle all over again. Make sure you jump over that pit right there. You're going to be able to jump up higher now that you have the boots, and you're going to be able to collect the strong rope. After you collect the strong rope, you're going to unlock an achievement for doing so. That's going to be worth 20 gamer score. Now this introduces the enemy. You have this shadow enemy that chases you. We actually have a handful of achievements related to this shadow enemy. You get one for letting him kill you. You get one for evading him for a total of 60 seconds. That's the one that I recommend going for first, especially because you don't want to lose your progress. If you were to die right now, it would send you back to the second chapter checkpoint and you would no longer have the boots or the rope. If that happens to you, it's no big deal. You have an achievement related to dying to the shadow person. Now, as you can see here, this is how I evaded the shadow enemy. You get an achievement for evading him for 20 seconds, and then eventually you get an achievement for evading him for 60 seconds. This is the path that I went. You can jump down here and then just jump over these platforms. And now I'm finally going to run up to where the radio's at, and we'll be able to collect the radio. Once we collect the radio, this shadow enemy is going to disappear. And then moving forward, we can use the radio signal to kill the shadow men. So again, we're doing a big circle, or some would say a square, I guess. And once you proceed up here, we're going to jump up this cliff. As you can see, I just got my achievement for evading the shadow enemy for 60 seconds. Just make sure he doesn't catch you. And once you go back to the radio, as long as you have the rope and the boots, you will be able to pick up the broken radio. Once you pick up the broken radio, you're going to unlock an achievement called Broken Voice for picking up the radio. That one's worth 20 gamer score. Now you can press X to activate these radio towers right here, and you can use them as platforms. As you can see, I pressed X and now I can jump on top of them. This is going to enable you to proceed to the next part of the game. I just unlocked the signal achievement. That is for activating the first beacon, or as I just referred to as a radio tower. Now I just touched that tree, so that's going to unlock the achievement related to finding your first tree. But also I happen to die right here, which again, it's totally cool if you guys die. We have a ton of achievements related to dying. If you happen to die, you just want to load up the most current checkpoint. For me, it was chapter 2. Once I loaded up the checkpoint, I ended up getting my unlucky achievement for dying 3 times. We have one for dying up to 10 times. I think that is the last one that we get for dying. Now, I'm not going to show you my full replay of collecting the boots and the rope again, but I do want to point out that I skipped the radio transmission the second time around to make sure that I got that achievement. If you happen to need to restart everything, again, it's as simple as collecting the hunter boots and then doing that full circle or square, and you're going to get the rope the second time around. Besides that, you're going to go get the broken radio. So now we're back to collecting the broken radio. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to head down because I want to show you guys a quick secret area. You have a flower located in the underground pass. You can walk through this little shortcut right here and you can pick up some life or a first aid pack if you need it. However, we won't be able to jump over to the right. We're going to have to go through this area or this pathway right here. Now every time you drop down right here, you're going to spawn a shadow enemy. Now that you have your radio, you can kill the shadow enemy. You just need to hit him with the radio signal, I think like 4 times or so. You get an achievement for triggering the shadow enemy 2 times in one run, and then you get an achievement for triggering him 3 times in one run. Once you get all the way to the right, you can walk through this wall and you'll be able to collect the hidden flower. You're also going to unlock an achievement the first time that you defeat the shadow enemy with the broken radio. Again, to kill a shadow enemy, just hit it with the radio signal about 4 times and you should defeat him. Other than that, we're going to jump back up to the top. I just wanted to go down there real quick to get those 3 achievements, mostly showing you where that secret flower was located in the underground pass, but also for killing the shadow man with the radio and destroying one of the destructive blocks. You can blow up those destructive blocks by hitting it with the radio signal, pressing X. Now we're going to make our way over this pit. You actually get an achievement for jumping down the pit. However, we will be getting that later. Now, as you guys remember, this is where I died last time, right after I had activated this tree and collected that first aid pack. You have to make sure that you take it slow right here. You want to signal your radio and then just drop down 1 block at a time. Signal your radio, drop down a block, signal the radio, drop down a block. You're going to rinse and repeat that method until you're at the bottom. Now we have a ton of achievements related to activating these radio beacons. Specifically, you have to get a lot of them in a single run. We actually have a few achievements that require you to collect a lot of particular things in a single run. For instance, I think 10 health packs in a single run. You need to get like 5 hearts in a single run. And then you also need to get 5 destructive blocks in a single run, and then 4 trees in a single run. We're going to be running through how to get the 5 blocks in a single run and the 4 trees in a single run at the end of the video. Just make sure you're following where I'm going. Right here, you're going to get our next checkpoint. So worst case scenario, we could always start right here again. This is the beginning of chapter 3. We're going to unlock a few achievements. This latest one, I think, is for getting to chapter 3. The Thunder achievement. Yep, reach chapter 3 at any difficulty. And pretty much moving forward, we're going to use this radio beacon platform mechanic to be able to proceed through the level. So you want to skip those first beacons for now, and you're going to proceed all the way to the right. You're going to make a bridge with the radio beacons. You're going to get an achievement for reaching the small cave. This is pretty much as far as you need to get in the game. All we need to do is get the gun located in this cave. You want to activate this block right there, and then you're going to need to jump up and activate that one while you're in the air. And we're going to explode those explosive blocks, and we're going to collect the old gun. We're going to unlock a ton of achievements in this cave. I just got one for making the hidden bridge in the small cave. We're also going to unlock an achievement for collecting the gun. I also just unlocked the boom noise achievement for exploding 3 explosive blocks in a single run. And the next one should be for collecting the gun. Yup, the fun and gun achievement or 20 gamer score for collecting your first and only gun. Now this is how you proceed to the next area of the game. However, it's not required. I just recommend that if you have a good run going, keep going until you get your achievement for collecting 5 hearts and 10 health packs, because ultimately those are the hardest achievements in the game, are for doing those in a single run. You're also going to get an achievement for shooting your first bricks. There's actually no button assigned to your gun. Your gun will automatically fire if you're in front of an enemy or if you're in front of a set of bricks. Now I just got the achievement for shooting the bricks, but I should be getting the achievement for collecting 5 hearts in a single run shortly. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut through this footage just because it's not really necessary, but a few more minutes into the run, I finally ended up getting my achievement for collecting 10 first aid kits in a single run. At that point, you guys can go ahead and quit out. We're going to go to easy on the 3rd checkpoint. First thing you want to do is press X to destroy that explosive block right there. Now the achievement that we're going to be going for next is for activating 5 of those explosive blocks in one run. What you want to do is start up on chapter 3. You want to cross over with these beacon blocks. You need to create a bridge. Once you pass this beacon block right here, one of the shadow enemies is going to appear. Just keep walking forward a little bit at a time and keep spamming your radio, and eventually you'll kill him. Once you get to the bottom, you want to proceed to the left hand side. I don't know if you guys remember, but we have an explosive block right here. Make sure that you make that one explode, and after it explodes, we can go ahead and go back where we came from, but this time we're going to head upwards. So make sure that you jump on these platforms, and we're going to platform our way all the way to the top. You can go ahead and collect that heart. We're going to proceed to the left. You're going to walk through the secret passage underneath the stairs, and next you want to jump on top of the stairs, and we're going to go up on top of this cliff where we found the radio. Now you see all of those spikes right there to the right. On the other side of those spikes, we have an explosive barrel. But we also have an achievement for not making the jump and basically landing in the spikes. So you want to jump all the way up here, fall into the spikes. You're going to unlock an achievement for not making the jump, and then we can go ahead and set off that explosive barrel. Hopefully you have enough life to get past the spikes. You're going to have to take spike damage twice, and each time it takes 2 hearts. So you'll need to have at least 5 hearts, because it takes 4 hearts away when you're jumping through those spikes. You want to set off that explosive block right there, and then at this point we only need 1 more. We're going to proceed to the left. You're going to spawn another shadow man, and we're going to proceed forward a little bit at a time, spamming that radio button, and eventually he's going to die once again. And you're going to get to an area where you're going to need to use the radio beacons to proceed to the top of that cliff. We're basically going to the beginning of the game. Now, once you get to this really tall tower, this is the tower I referred to in the beginning of the game. You want to jump up and signal your radio. This is going to get the achievement that I told you guys was the last achievement I got in the game. I had asked the dev about it. That one's the high voice achievement for finding and activating a high placed beacon before the chapter 2 checkpoint. After that, you want to explode the last explosive barrel. That is the 5th one, and you're going to get the achievement for exploding 5 explosive barrels in one single run. Took a couple seconds for it to pop. It was a little bit delayed, but there it is. Next, we want to head back to where we came from. We're going to head over to the right, and the Shadow Man is going to spawn once again once we pass the area where he spawned last time. And we're going to get an achievement for having the Shadow Man spawn 3 times in a single run. Again, you're just going to use your radio to defeat him. There we go. That is the Shadow Army achievement, or 20 gamer score, for triggering 3 shadows that are chasing you. Now, personally, I didn't have my achievement for dying by the hands of the Shadow Man quite yet, so I went back to where he spawns over to the left, and this time I let him kill me, and I ended up unlocking the achievement for dying by the hands of the Shadow. And this time it's going to kick us back to the main menu. We're going to go to easy, and we're going to start up checkpoint 3 once again. That's the nightmare achievement for getting killed by a shadow that's chasing you. Next, I'm going to be showing you guys how to get the man trap related achievement. Basically, you need to walk over a man trap and have 1 heart left. That's going to, I think, cut your legs off, and then you're going to bleed out and die. So jump in the spikes until you have 3 hearts, and then get hit by one of those icicles to lose 1 additional heart. And then you want to jump down, and there's 3 man traps at the bottom. Just make sure that you don't jump too close to the edge or you'll collect that heart, and that's going to make it much harder because you might have too much life to die by the man trap. That's going to unlock the My Legs Are Broken achievement, or 20 gamer score, for dying by a man trap and bleeding out. Next, we're going to load up chapter 3 on easy once again, and this time we're going to be trying to get the achievement for finding 3 trees in a single run. So start up on chapter 3. Rather than going across the bridge with the beacons, you want to fall down to where we found the man trap, and there's a tree down there. That's going to be the first tree in the set of 3. You're going to spawn the Shadow Man. Just kill him by spamming the radio. Personally, I was able to kill him before I even jumped off the cliff. Next, you want to jump up on top of these platforms. This is going to lead you to the top where you're going to find a heart. We're going to proceed to the left. You can pick up the health pack if you need it. You're going to go through the secret passage under the stairs and then go up the stairs. And next, we need to go up these blocks and make our way up to the top of the cliff. And once you make your way up here, we're going to jump up here where the radio beacons are and where it shows you how to use the radio beacon mechanic. We're going to jump over to the other side using the bridge of beacons. Number 2 out of 3 is going to be located right here. That's right where I died earlier in the game. And next, we're going to take this nice and slow, just like last time. You're going to press your radio, and then you're going to make your way down 1 block at a time. Rinse and repeat until you're all the way at the bottom. Once you get right here, we're going to activate that beacon to be able to jump up here. You want to try to kill that Shadow Man, and we're going to make our way over this beacon bridge. Hopefully he doesn't kill you, or you're going to have to start off at the beginning of the checkpoint once again. And we're going to make our way over these spikes. You can collect the health pack if you need it. You're going to pass the chapter 3 checkpoint. You're going to jump down over that pit, and your last tree should be right here. This is the 3rd one that we activated in a single run, and that should unlock your achievement for finding 3 trees. There we go, called Holy Forest, worth 20 gamer score. Next, we can go ahead and press select and A to exit back to the main menu. We're going to go to easy, and we're going to pretty much sweep up all of the achievements for dying in different ways. You want to start off on chapter 3. Just kill yourself a little bit with the spikes. And what we're going to try to do is die by an icicle. There's 2 icicles right there. So just go into the spikes until you only have 2 hearts and lose a heart to each of the icicles. Once the icicle kills you, you're going to unlock the achievement called Half Head, worth 20 gamer score. After that, we're going to start up chapter 2. And this time what we want to do is lose signal. I had referred to it earlier in the game. I told you not to go too far to the right because if your signal goes to 0, you will die and you would have had to start back at the checkpoint. This time we're going to go back to that area, go all the way to the right to the point where we lose signal with the radio, and you're going to die that way, and we're going to unlock our achievement. So we can get there nice and fast by just jumping off of the cliff right there. Run over to the left. You're going to have to platform over these spikes. I'm sure all of this seems real familiar by now. You're going to jump down here. You're going to jump over the explosive block, platform over the spikes, and you're basically going to proceed all the way to the right here. You're going to pick up the hunter boots, and your signal power up top is going to go all the way down to 0. Basically died right before we got to that secret room where we found the flower earlier. So that's going to unlock the achievement for dying for my 10th time. I finally got that one. Again, that is the most amount of times that you'll need to die, at least in terms of the achievements. And then I got my final achievement, guys, for dying with no signal, 20 gamer score, for being lost in the static. Other than that, guys, as you can see, I have the full 1000 gamer score now. We got it all in about 30 minutes. On top of that, it was only $5 and 60 achievements. That's a lot of achievements to add to your profile. And real quick, I'd like to give a huge thank you to all of my Patreon subscribers. We just hit 17 patrons. I'd like to give a special shout out to everybody in the biggest fan club, including Tim G84, AOJ, The Gaspless, Purple Rain 6, Blackbird, and NL the Dude. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe.